We've been using an app to track all of our planes in the sky today, knowing that it could be our last day. And it appears that it is our last day at Spirit today. We are the second to the last plane to land. Every other plane has landed tonight and not taken off again.
What was it? American Airlines?
As we crazy stuff has happened, but it's funny as we sit here. I'll speak for myself. I don't remember any of the bad times, just the good ones. So, Spirit, believe it or not, started flying in 1983. I think it was called Charter Air at the time. And in 1992, it changed its name to Spirit. So we've been in the air since 1983. What is that? 43 years. And unfortunately, that's over. So thank you for your support over the years. And onward and upward, right?
So if you have a flight scheduled with Spirit Airlines, don't show up at the airport. There will be no one here to assist you. What Spirit Airlines is now going to do is go through an orderly liquidation process. We'll see how that develops over the course of the next several days. But for customers of Spirit, I want to give information on how you can navigate this situation that you now find yourself in. And President Trump, Administrator Bedford, and I have been working with the other airlines across the industry in anticipation that this morning may happen. And so if you're a customer, many of the airlines that are not Spirit are stepping up to provide you assistance. So United, Delta, JetBlue, and Southwest are capping their ticket prices for Spirit customers. It's going to vary between the airlines. You have to go to their websites to take advantage of these special offers. It is normally going to be about $200 for a one-way ticket. You'll minimally have to provide to the airlines that you're now going to book with your Spirit confirmation number and your proof of payment. I would recommend that if you have a ticket with Spirit, that you actually try to book with these airlines as soon as possible. These offers are not going to be open forever, and the airlines are going to have varying degrees of time frames at which you can take advantage of the opportunity. Again, go to the airlines' websites.
I hope the people who have created this inconvenience for people like myself, they should ask God for forgiveness. I mean, this is terrible. They should be ashamed of themselves.
I'm upset, and then also it makes me nervous because I've already paid money to go on a cruise. We came here to the airport to try to get another ticket. American Airlines is like $1,300. And then I hear from Frontier that they're only helping customers until June 6th. Well, my flight is all the way until the 18th. I haven't even received my money back to even buy a new ticket. When you call, it just hangs straight up.
My flight back home was scheduled for 8:30 yesterday, and they first delayed it, and they told me my flight will be at 11:30 p.m. And then I was like, that's fine. But then I got another email saying it was canceled. And now I'm stuck in Florida.
I went to the kiosk and I typed in my information and they're like, oh yeah, your flight has been canceled. Find an agent. So I was looking for an agent. They were like, there's no agent. There's no customer service.
It's not looking too good for Spirit Airlines. They're finally closing down due to high fuel prices. I think we all suffering high fuel prices. And it just happened all of a sudden. So you mean to tell me the cheapest flight, Spirit Airlines, is just closing down all of a sudden due to high gas prices? This is terrible. And then it's going to affect 17,000 employees. I know the airlines are closing, but I'm starting to feel bad for the employees. And then as I was watching that video, you start to see that it's not a pretty good sight. And then the employee, he gives his farewell speech. And you can hear it in his voice. He's about to break down and cry. He's about to be in tears any second now. And then as a customer, you're trying to get to your destination, and then you just hear that heartbreaking speech that he provided to you. And you had no choice but to feel his pain. This is a cold world. And we all trying to figure out what's going on. 17,000 workers. That's a lot of workers. And then the sad part is that a lot of these employees are going to be left without a job. Some will still get a job in their field, and some won't. And that's the sad part. They have to start from scratch. And jobs are becoming difficult to come by. And then it's a sad part too, also, for the customers. If you did your purchase through a third party, you'll have to go through them to get a refund. And then on top of that, half of the customers that want a refund, it's going to take a process. It's going to take a long time for you to get your money back. You have to deal with all this going on. And all of a sudden, when it's time for you to get a refund, it's going to take you a while to get your money back. Now, let me try to understand this here. It shouldn't take that long to get your money back. And I understand things happen. But as a customer, you shouldn't have to deal with their problems. Everybody's throwing their problems onto you, and you just boarded this flight. And then you got to deal with, well, we closing due to high gas prices. We ain't got no customer service. When it's time for you to get your refund, it may take you a minute. And then you got to hunt us down, call us. Now, how does that sound as a customer? Don't that sound crazy? And that's why it's just getting out of hand. I don't think this was no accident. I think something else is going on. It's deeper than that. And I want to know how y'all feel about this. Like, there's one nightmare after another. And then some people like, well, it ain't going to affect me. It will affect you. They're going to start going up on the other airline prices. And just when we thought things would just change, it's changing drastically for the worse. And I really feel sorry for those employees that's going to be left without a job. They didn't have nothing to do with this. Just imagine you just going to your destination and you flying on a plane. And then you hear a farewell speech out of nowhere. It was so unexpected. You look startled like, man, what's going on? But the humanity in you had no choice but to sit there and listen. Because the speech was so sad. It's getting tough out here, y'all. So let me know how y'all feel about this. Leave it in the comments. And I'm going to see y'all on the next one. Peace.